welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk Jurassic. We are here, as always, every Wednesday night, technical issues or not, we're here. And we have a fun show for you tonight. My audio seems to be working. I don't know if I'm just talking, to the void again, but welcome back, everybody. All those returners out there that are here. If you're still here, thank you so much. If you're a new viewer, well, boy, do I have a fun show for you. All right. If you're a lurker, speak up, because, what better time than now? Also, tonight, we're going to be talking about, which I told you guys this all already. It's just you refuse to listen, but we're doing it again. So we're going to talk about the latest arrivals. I'll make the joke again. I forgot to get everything out on the table. It's not here. Blah, blah, blah. We're also going to talk about a print that is, sold out. So that's awesome. We're also going to talk about Jurassic World Evolution 2's field guide, which you won't be able to hear. And BD Wong had some comments. Caleb's in here. He wrote up an article about it. We'll talk about that. And if there's any time left after that, we're going to talk about some questions from the audience. All right. So we got a lot of stuff from Twitter. Okay. Is any of this working? I have no idea. I'm salty. Very salty. All right. Let's go back up to the top here. And I do want to talk about one other thing as well, which I'll throw in there in a second here. But I want to see who's here. So let's go back to when I was not working. I don't like without the music. It's so quiet. It's too quiet. We got, I don't know if I should do this part because I don't know if any of these people are still here. Hey, here we go. Ready? Brad, we can't hear you. Can't hear you, Brad. And we can't hear you. Oh, we can't hear you. Volume, can't hear you. Mime podcast, Brad. Brad, we can't hear you. Brad! Someone raised a flag or something. We got a bunch of laughs here. Nedry is at it again. He took down Facebook first, and then my volume, apparently. Come on, me. What am I doing? My mic's muted. It's not muted. Nedry hacked my mic. Lip stream. It's a lip stream here, guys. You need to pay my IT guy. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't use the magic word. Cannot contain my laughter. All of his words for nothing. Yes. That's really just my life, though. I think he just noticed. I just noticed. And, it took a little while, but the Butterfingers, it was probably the Butterfingers' fault. Oh, my God. You guys missed it. I did so many impressions. And it was literally the start of the show was a phone call from Colin Trevorrow. And it was so good. And he said, hey, we're going to refilm some stuff for Dominion. Do you want to be in it? And I was like, no. And you guys would have been so proud of me. But take two. What are you going to do? And I did. I spoiled everything from Camp Cretaceous season 4. And I told you all the details about Jurassic World Evolution 2. And yeah, it was amazing. I actually spoiled all of Dominion. So it's a, but thank you, Dave. Thank you, Cretaceous Dave. Hire a competent IT guy to run your mic, because I am not one. I am not the competent IT guy. So thank you so much. I don't know what happened. There's no issue. There's no reason for that issue, but we'll see what we can do. Thank you so much. Oh, look, yep. He's a sort of communications is bye. Good night. This is terrible. And then Jurassic Souls. We do eventually have plan to have sound on your Dino stream, right? Right? Hello? Yes? Yeah? So, thank you so much, Jurassic Souls. Where are we now? Let's bring it back. Let's refocus here. All right, so it's super quiet and awkward here in the studio now that there's no sound, except for just my voice. But I want to go over to the website, and I hope you guys had a chance to take a look and take a listen. But we had a great conversation, or I did. I say we, but it was only me. Had a great conversation with Neems. You know him, the movie poster guy. He's over at Jurassic Your World on Instagram as well. We had a great conversation about like his the start of his fandom, where he came from as a fan, and collecting habits and so many things, and of course the posters that he created for Jurassic World. What was that movie called? Fallen Kingdom. I'm all thrown off here tonight. So yeah, he created some official posters for Fallen Kingdom and Movie Bill and a whole handful of other stuff as well. So we talked all about everything, and he's a great guy and a great part of the community. So please go check out this episode. Everything should be good over there. I know there has been some issues recently with a few of the podcasting platforms out there that there's apparently they've been trying to refresh a lot of the feeds and stuff like that recently. So the exact like episode length has not been being posted every single time, but looks like the issue has been resolved. So you should be able to listen to the entire thing there now. So that's good. But yeah, please go check out that episode there. Oh my God. Are you serious? Get out of here. Yeah, if anybody else can hear me, please, please let me know. But all right, so the other thing that I wanted to discuss, let's see here, I'll bring it over here. Just give me a second. Everything is just like so much slower tonight. Let me see. All right, so the thing that I wanted to show here that I've been taking forever on is this. It's a tweet from last year. Today. Last year today. All right. So last year today, October 6th, was the day that Jurassic World Dominion was officially pushed to 2022. So yeah, it was an interesting day, and I remember going back to that day. I don't know, did we do a stream? We might have done a stream, but I remember just being happy mostly. I was kind of relieved and happy about it. I thought it was probably the best option for them to do was to move Jurassic World Dominion. We all wanted it this June, and we would have been what, like 9 months or so out or so from Dominion at that point. But they pushed it out, and I'm so happy because the theaters still have been iffy, and nobody really knows how well things are going there, and how the theaters are not the movies are not making as much as they used to, and it's like we want to experience this in like full throttle, like theater setting, with everything that you've always wanted in a theater, and all your friends, all your family, everybody there. And yeah, it was kind of like a relief for me to be like, all right, whew, we can wait until 2022. Hopefully things are okay. Like, so that was a very exciting time to not have to worry about the next few months, and how things were going to go, because we all want, we really, of course, we wanted Dominion already, but I think we'd rather have things done correctly, right? We'd rather have the full studio push behind this. We definitely want all the the events and all the stuff like that. We wanted all that good stuff, and I think that, like, this was probably the best choice for that. But yeah, so yeah. That's, You think I should invite everyone who is here for all your streams to Dominion to watch it together? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying we should do a stream or something. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to go well. But you're welcome to come. Yeah, but you know.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, you're not alone, Siri. You're not alone. I don't know if you guys heard that, but she said she's having trouble hearing me. So awesome. Everybody's having a hard time hearing me. But yeah. Anyway, that was just a little date in history here today. So I was pushing it over on Twitter. I was pushing it over on Twitter the past like day or so. Like, hey, the live stream's coming up this Wednesday, and there's not a lot to talk about, Universal. Like, let's give us something to talk about. And they didn't give us anything to talk about exactly, but it is a momentous day, I guess, in Jurassic World history. So here's hoping that we get some news sometime soon on any front, anything at all, anywhere, wherever, somewhere, anything. Oh God, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What video? What video now? Jack, what are you doing? I don't know what video you're talking about. It's like, I feel like you're like, it's like a news, like you're like Trent Krim, or what's his name? Is that his name from the Independent? And you're like, yeah, will you respond to Jack's video? No, sir, no comment. I don't know. I don't know what he said. I'd like to see. Oh no, what is happening here? What is happening? What do I not know? Oh no. What am I missing? You're gonna make me go over there right now? All right, let's see. Let's go over there and see. What's this channel? It's a Terror Dome. All right, let's see. I mean, his videos are like 4 hours long usually. So, which one is it? Is this? I'm assuming you mean the Spinosaurus was not a hybrid one. Is that the one that you mean? I'm not gonna. How long is this video? He's like painting his things. I'm not gonna watch it right now. Give me the gist. What was it? Because I understand what he's talking about in the title. The Spinosaurus was not a hybrid. So I don't know anything about what he said, and I think we were talking about this last week in the what do you call it? Here in the live stream, we were talking about canon stuff, I think, right? So he probably was responding to that. And I was referencing the DPG, right? He responds to it on the first. What do you want me to do? Watch the first 30 minutes right here, right now? But I remember saying that, look, the DPG website says that, which I'll bring it up. I'll bring up the information here. Because I have everything from the DPG saved right here. So let's search in my document as soon as it loads. Amalgam testing, okay? And I know where he's going with his point already, and I didn't even watch the video. All right, so on what article is this? Can I bring this up for you guys? What killed the Gene Guard Act? All right, so let's go to dinosaur protection group.com. And we'll get out of here. You guys, can you see this? No, I took it away. Let me bring that back up. All right, so Dinosaur Protection Group. And then where are the articles? I forget. I literally don't know how to navigate this website at all. What did I say it was? What killed the Gene Guard Act, right? All right, so here we got, let's see. So I found amalgam testing over here. So Isosorna, talking about Isosorna, illegal species. The information surrounding illegally bred species surfaced online. Jurassic Hacker. Jurassic Hacker, sorry, it's like Jurassic Raptor there. Nice reference. And the new species were grown in secret on Isla Sorna and experimented on over a period of 9 months, starting just 100 days after the company was bought by Masrani Global. Now, bear with me for a second. Because I have this right here, which apparently is canon. Like, okay. So let's look at this because I want to see there is a timeline in here. It's an odd one, but there is a timeline. Not even on the schedule tonight. This is not even on here. So 1997, it says right here. Okay, so we got a picture of Simon Masrani. It says 1997. Simon Masrani, CEO of the Masrani Corporation, an international company with interests in oil, telecom, mining, construction, healthcare, and most importantly, genetics, met with John Hammond and began talks to acquire InGen. John Hammond died later that year. 1998. Masrani Global Corporation acquired InGen. Simon Masrani began planning a new theme park on Isla Nublar Jurassic World with the help of Dr. Wu. So 100 days after 1998, whenever that was, we have some new species that were grown in secret. All right, so that was grown in secret 100 days after some point in time in 1998. Let's see here. It was achieved covertly and quickly to evade attention. A few select InGen members were involved, and their names have been removed from the records. It is unclear whether Masrani knew. The research and growth of these animals were filed under early R&D for Jurassic Park's second incarnation, and simultaneously, amalgam testing. All right, so that's the key right there, amalgam testing. So you can say what you want about that. I mean, you can change what it initially meant. And it says here, the new species included Ankylosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Corythosaurus, and Spinosaurus. So all of those new species were included within files for early R&D for the second incarnation, as well as amalgam testing. Now, let me look up. So, all right. So let me bring this up here for you guys. Amalgam. Let's just Google amalgam. All right. So a mixture or a blend. Okay. A curious amalgam of the traditional and the modern. Okay. So look, that can mean so many things. It can mean whatever you want it to mean. I mean, look, I don't know what the intention was. Okay. I don't know that the intent was to say that amalgam, it's a curious mixture or blend of, frog DNA and dinosaur DNA. Therefore, no hybrids, right? That's certainly a thing that somebody could say. But I think when you when you add this in there, that this is an experiment, this is something done in secret, grown in secret, okay, experimented on over a period of 9 months. What are they experimenting on? Why was this done in secret? You don't experiment on things that you know how to do already. Like they knew how to make dinosaurs at this point in time. And like this book says that Dr. Wu was the one brought in to do this. So Dr. Wu knows how to make dinosaurs. So he's not experimenting on dinosaurs that he can already make dinosaurs. It's not about that. He's experimenting. And then you add in the word amalgam testing, which is very much hinting at something else going on deeper there than just, hey, we made some dinosaurs. Okay, so that's what that means. I mean, that's pretty plain and simple right there. So let's go over to Camp Cretaceous for a second. And, they do mention that the Scorpius rex is the first hybrid dinosaur. So what do we know here? They mentioned that, which then null and voids all this conversation about, hey, the Indominus rex being, the first, hybrid species. So that, let's take that off the table. It's no longer the Indominus rex, it's the Scorpius rex. Okay, so what we're seeing on the surface is that the other ones, the amalgam testing ones, maybe weren't hybrids. But if anybody's saying out loud that the Scorpius rex is the first hybrid dinosaur, you're not going to say that. You're not going to say, but I was also making dinosaurs secretly on Isla Sorna, Site B. So that's where I take some issue, because I think there's a lot of covert, secret, experimental stuff going on behind the scenes that nobody's going to say out loud, right? He's not going to document that in a video. I'm sure. I think that's where it was in the video thing, or I don't exactly remember where they said it was an experiment, the first hybrid. Let me go to my notes for Camp Cretaceous. Let me see if I can even find that. Camp Cretaceous. Let's see. Season 2. No, we want season 3. Do I have season 3 notes? Let's see. Why are my notes not coming up for season 3? Well, let me look up something else. Okay, here we go. Now let me find here, hybrid. 2 iterations of hybrid. So, okay, so this is log 239. E750 is a complete success. The world's first hybrid dinosaur. Now, this is in episode 4, called Clever Girl. Okay, so this is episode 4, Clever Girl, and Dr. Wu's video logs on the computer there that Brooklyn finds the laptop. It's log number 239. So there's a lot of logs before that. So at that point in time, look, this is still undetermined, but if we want to follow Jack's timeline, Jack is saying that the Indominus Rex was born 2012. I don't have an exact date. I don't remember off the top of my head, but 2012. So log 239 from Camp Cretaceous video files from Dr. Wu, according to Jack, should be prior to 2000. Well, not prior to 2012, maybe, but sometime in that period of time, prior to or equal to when the Indominus Rex was created. So that's besides the point. But so I think that's where he's going. I'm assuming. Look, again, I did not watch his video at all, but I think what maybe he's trying to say is, hey, Camp Cretaceous said it out loud. The world's first hybrid dinosaur. But which is something that bugs me, to be honest, about Jurassic these days, is the big mystery, which is it's not outside of what was on InGen's list. This series really hasn't been this big mystery box, thing where it's like, well, we got to figure out all the secrets around every turn. And so it's weird that once Jurassic World comes around, all of a sudden there's so many mysteries and it's like lost for some reason. And I don't know why is this all so secretive, but just say it out loud. And I think what everybody is trying to say behind the scenes, whether it is Colin, J.A. Bayona, Jack, or whoever else that is creating the content that we see, they're saying that, well, that's what you saw and that's what they said, but we can't trust that the website written by the DPG is the authority on the situation. And it's just like, oh my, like, what do I trust anymore? There is no continuity. There's no like official, real set in stone anything. Because if I can't trust Dr. Wu in the lab on a log saying that this is the world's first hybrid dinosaur, then I can't trust the website. Then I can't trust John Hammond, and I can't trust anything anymore. And that is frustrating. So I haven't been paying any attention to the chat. I don't know what anybody's saying. I don't know what Jack's video said. I just came prepared, apparently. Let me see what's going on here. Let's go back. Let's go back to I don't know where, somewhere. All right, so let's go back here where everybody's saying, hey, did you see Jack's video? I didn't. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this is seriously like a game of telephone. All right, let's see. I think, all right, so Jared is saying, I think the species listed on the Gene Guard Act violations on the DPG site are the ones that we know about via Grant, probably reporting them. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, that's certainly possible. I wonder at that point, like, I don't know, like, do you think that the military showed up at the end of JP3 and was like, let's get these people off and then leave? Never like checked anything out or like, investigated anything happening on the island. Yeah. All right. So let's go to Siaka. It says, to be fair, even with if the intent or statement was that it was a hybrid, CC put a hard answer on it. Jack's answer comes after that, since DPG was written ambiguously while CC was not. But I don't think that anything was written ambiguously. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think that if one thing's ambiguous, pretty much everything is, and it's like all comes under question. Because look at Jurassic Park. I mean, you go back to Dr. Wu talking in that movie and look at how certain he is. And sure, that's a little bit different scenario about him being certain. But all the information that he knew was wrong as well about what was going on in that park. Here's Lewis. According to DPG, because the Gene Guard Act legislated after San Diego incident, every cloning was banned. Yeah, okay. Yes, it's scheduled for later on. This is a huge tangent that we did not decide to talk about, but here we are. Let's go back up because apparently it's shifted again. All right, so let's see. Jared says, very true, Brad. Wu would probably officially document the Scorpios as the first hybrid because it was an illegal clone. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want. There's a Gene Guard Act out there. Look, I don't know the timeline of events, but like, he doesn't want what happened to him in Fallen Kingdom, that he's stripped of his titles. Like, he doesn't want that to happen. They're getting Jurassic World off and running, and he's going to be like, look, I was testing on dinosaurs on Isla Sorna back in 1998 when I wasn't supposed to be, but this is the next clone. I don't know. Like, none of it really works together. And so what I said last week was, which kind of applies to everything. And I remember initially that Aaron Beyer had said it to about the website stuff that it's canon until it isn't, right? And that's what happened here. That's what happened here. What it was canon, that's what everybody was looking at and saying it was canon until it wasn't, basically until Camp Cretaceous came around. And since it's on film, that's the thing that is the hard canon, right? That's the thing that matters. And I don't like hard canon, but that's just I'm just saying that's what everybody, calls it. But so it's canon until it isn't. But let's just see here. What am I drinking? Let's take a tangent here. Coffee. There it is. Just like Isla Sorna Communications. All right. So I went on a long tangent there, but let's get back on track. Okay. So hopefully, I don't know. Again, I have no clue what Jack said outside of probably that, because that's the information. But when things aren't working hand in hand, it makes it all very confusing. Okay. But if you take it on the surface level only, and literally don't look into anything, which what are we supposed to do? Not look into things and not poke and prod? That's like what the podcast is here for, right? I mean, we're trying to poke and prod and make sure things make sense. And this none of these things. And that, I'm not saying that's Jack's fault or Camp Cretaceous's fault. It's just it's from top down that like some things aren't connecting, right? Like that's the problem. But what was I? I'm going to skip over the new arrivals. We're not going to talk about that. Let's go. Just got here and have no idea what's going on. Welcome. We were talking about amalgam testing on Isla Sorna in 1998. If you know anything about it, let me know. What was I going to talk about tonight? I lost my notes now since I was going all over the place, but all right. So, I wanted to showcase this real quick here. So, hopefully that was satisfactory. Hopefully I did a decent job defending my thoughts. I feel like it was okay. I feel like it was pretty good. But all right, let's go over to this. So, like I said, sold out. Bottleneck Gallery, great, a great resource for buying all kinds of incredible prints. But, in the case of like a website like this, things go pretty quickly. So if you're not there, logged in already, ready to buy, refreshing at noon, you're probably not going to be able to get it. But anyway, we have two prints here. They're the exact same prints, but there's variants on the color. And I just wanted to showcase how incredibly cool these are. So, look, I know that there's logistical issues here with the direction of the park. Put that aside. That I don't care. Like I literally don't care. This is a beautiful print, and that's exactly what art is, right? I mean, that's art is, just kind of the artist's view of what that thing is. So I really really dig this. I come on. So you've been here this whole time and you can't hear me? All right. But I dig this thing. I think it looks so beautiful. I actually did pick this one up. I was literally there refreshing at noon, ready to go. And it's great. I mean, look at how many details are in this one. You've got the East Dock sign over here, just looking great. You've got some raptor eggs. And a lot of imagery has from like the Jurassic World era has kind of like looked this way, where you have this dark forest in the very close foreground, and then down below is something else. And this is very similar to that, like the Mark Englert poster from like 2015, I think. But this is great. I mean, you got Parasaurolophus down here, you've got Brachiosaurs, and it looks like more Parasaurs down there, and then more Brachiosaurs, and like that is iconic imagery for Jurassic. So that's amazing to me. And then you also have a Jeep right down here. So let me see if can I zoom in on this a little bit more? Let's see. No, not really. won't zoom. But yeah, you got a Jeep down here. Very cool. You know, from it's basically the beginning of the movie, just going by all the brachiosaurs. And then you have the visitor center down here. Looks like you got some triceratops over here. Obviously, the gate is right here, but you know, if you look at the movie, I think they're going the other way. And you see the explorers are kind of going under the gate there. You've got the waterfall. So all the iconic, like a lot of the iconic imagery here from Jurassic Park is right there, and I love it. It's super cool. And of course the helicopter as well. So I dig this. I think it's awesome. I was able to pick it up. Was anybody else able to grab one today? Because I hope you did. I hope you're able to grab one. But we also have this one as well. Same thing, but just a tad different looking with the style. Things are like lighting is definitely like a little bit more harsh for sure. I mean, everything's a different color overall. Um, but yeah, I think it's beautiful either way, whichever one. They're both sold out, unfortunately. So this one was also sold out 24 by 36. Same thing over here, sold out 24 by 36, hand numbered edition of on 175. So that's how like rare this is. This is only 100. So literally that's crazy. That is so crazy. Only 275 people will own this poster. And you know, companies like this are pretty good about scalpers. They're able to track down these things on eBay, and literally some like a lot of them they're able to connect to the original purchase and like cancel the orders. So keep your eyes peeled on, you know, their Twitter feed or their website, because sometimes like some websites like this will repopulate a few more just in case. So definitely check it out. But very, very awesome prints. And I've been looking forward to this one for a while because there was a tease made a little while back of literally like just the visitor center and the arches. And I know people were like, oh, but it's the wrong way. But like, you know, it looked beautiful no matter what. And that was all we saw, was just that little tiny section there. But now we get to see the whole thing. And I was like, instantly, I'm buying it. I gotta get it. And I'll be honest, when it comes to Jurassic prints, I'm pretty picky. I really don't buy a lot of Jurassic artwork. I really don't. Like, I'm looking around and I have one there that was a gift. Somebody gifted that one to me. I mean, I bought this like, which you can't see it here, but there's like just like a picture of the Jurassic Park logo basically. And then another piece over there that was also a gift. It says Jurassic World, and that's about it. I mean, that's about it. I got a dinosaur chart over there. Um, I probably have some artwork like in my box over there, but like that's it. I really go for like other pieces. I do have like the Universal Parks posters and stuff like that, and the ones from Barnes and Noble that came out in 2015. So I do have those, but outside of that, like I go for like a lot of other franchises and stuff like that, like Back to the Future or Indiana Jones or what else do I got here? The Rocketeer, Star Wars. I got a lot of I got The Last of Us. So many other things. So when I'm buying art, I always buy other things. So this one though, there's only been like two that I can think of. This one, and there was another one that was really, really beautiful as well. But I never got that one either. But yes, it does look fantastic, Siaka. So thank you. There, that's cool. But yeah, dig it. I dig it. So let's move over to Jurassic World Evolution 2. And you should not be able to hear this, I don't believe. So
The Velociraptor is a highly intelligent predator. Dangerous alone,
no.
truly deadly when acting in packs. Velociraptors can outpace and outwit almost any victim they cast their eyes upon.
Very cool. All right, so let's go back through it real quick. Let me fix this. Let's go here and take a closer look if we can. That's all we can do. All right. All right, so let's zoom through a little bit. All right, so let's take a look at this raptor here. Very cool looking. Digging the dark pattern there. That's awesome. But also look at down here. It gets pretty light in the skin and also on the tail. I like that. Nice pattern. Doesn't seem anything too crazy to me, like outside of what we've previously seen on Jurassic World Evolution. I do like this one back here. It's pretty cool looking. Much lighter. Whoa! That was so creepy looking. Like the second eyelid. Oh, I didn't go back far enough. So take a look at the eyelid on there. Oh, come on! I didn't go back far enough again. Oh, it's so crazy looking. I want to find like the perfect frame. Oh, look at that. It's just like it's like zombie Velociraptor. I love that. Oh yeah, yeah, Siaka. I did mean to do this to look at the pronunciation guide, um, because it cracked me up. It cracked me up when I saw that as well. The low sa rapta ta. So I feel like when you put it all together, it comes out as if you're British, like the Velociraptor, ta, because they're not saying like Velociraptor, like tour, like tur. It's a Velociraptor tour, Velociraptor, but like I'm saying tur, like er. That's just, I mean, maybe that's just the way I say it, but I definitely don't say Velociraptor. Ta. Please have a look at our Velociraptor. But I definitely feel like some British person was like, how do you pronounce? I just heard them say Velociraptor. So that's where I feel like they went. But I do dig it, and I love this zombie looking raptor here. That's cool. Let's move over here. Oh yeah. Okay. Digging this. I'm really digging this dark one here over on the right. Oh, that color scheme is great. That green. That's so good. It's a little blurry. When you're trying to like scrub through videos like this, it just never works out well. But it is super cool looking. I feel like I do have like several like Mattel figures that look similar to that, so that's really cool. I dig that paint scheme. And another thing that I dig is the way these Raptors are running. Like it kind of looks silly because it looks like they're all using the same like running gait, and the pose is all identical. There's no like differentiating between like this raptor, and this raptor. So it looks kind of silly. But that being said, I do like the way that it looks. See, every one of them was identical. And I get it. I mean, how many run gates are they going to make for this thing? I think it looks cool though. I dig it, and it's like a scary pose. And this is traumatic, so traumatic. Don't do it to the poor Sinoceratops. Look at this raptor over here on the right. Oof. I dig it. It looks great. What's this pause button? Oh, autoplay. So yeah, you can see, I didn't even notice, but you can see the Sinoceratops here. You see the Sinoceratops over here, and they're running straight at it. See that, honestly, like this is something that is like such a prominent image in like paleo art and stuff like that. Like seeing a group of velociraptors or dinosaurs that size taking down a predator, or in this case just prey. I think that's such an iconic look for dinosaur imagery that like we don't get enough of that in the Jurassic franchise. We got you know, a little bit in Jurassic Park and then in Jurassic World, um, with the raptor attacks, but like nothing like of a herd of velociraptors, just like I don't know if that's what you call a pack of velociraptors, just you know, tearing something down. Like I really, which you know, I guarantee you, there's probably something like that in Jurassic World Dominion, with everything that we know about the species of raptor in that movie. I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be interesting to see if anything like this occurs. I really hope so. I really hope so. I've kind of always, I think, which you know, somebody had asked about talking about like a what if scenario. Um, and it pains me in deep inside to say this, but like a what if scenario, like if it actually happened in Jurassic Park 3, you get like an actual ending to that movie and you see the Spinosaurus, you know, getting chased down by like that entire pack of velociraptors. You know, you've got the males and the females. Like I would love to see that mixture of all of them just taking down the Spinosaurus and kind of rectifying that dinosaur in that moment. Like that would have been a really, really cool ending to that movie. But, you know, I do want to see something like that in Dominion. I think that would be really cool. But you know, we got to hear at least. You can do it here, and that's pretty cool. So I dig it. I dig it. Shane loves the Raptor skins in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Let's see. Jared says the skins look better than the original variants we had in Jurassic World Evolution. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess they all look on par to me. I mean, you know, it's been a little while since I was in Jurassic World Evolution, so yeah. But I think there was some cool patterns overall in that game, but like nothing that really like blew me away too much. I actually did really like that red and like black T Rex. I thought that looked really cool. I think it was like a pretty base level thing though. Reluctant Warrior says, any species you're hoping to see in this game? No, I mean, whatever. I'm not too picky. I don't really care too much. Suchomimus, that's a Spinosaurus, and like we'll see probably both of those, right? I don't know. Was Suchomimus in the first game? I don't know. Was it? Probably not, but maybe. Maybe it was. Who knows? Answer that for me. I forget. You've bred Raptor? You've Say it again. You bred a Raptor? Actually, I'm telling you the 100% truth about raptors. They're in here only. We don't breed them. They don't breed outside of this room. We control it all. Um, yeah. What are you talking about? The eye thing? That's fine. I don't care. I'm just saying it looked cool. That's all I'm saying. Uh Yes, I have seen a bioluminescent raptor. I haven't looked into it all too much, but yeah. What are you saying here? Odd how rare this is in JP content. The other instances I can think of where a pack of raptors win against a large foe are Jurassic Park the game and Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Um, Trying to think about where did this happen in the game? Was it like a Triceratops or something? I don't remember. I don't remember at all. The T Rex fought against the Triceratops. I don't know. Let me know, because I completely forget like so much of that game. But yeah, we definitely need more of it. Like it's so iconic, and we definitely need it. Okay, it was in the deluxe edition. Okay. Yeah, I forget. Parasaurolophus. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean that's cool. I want something bigger, man. Like imagine like just so many. Like when I'm reading Jurassic Park, like the novel, I'm getting this sense that there's just like so many raptors. Like just a huge hive of raptors, just like, and I want that. Like I really want to see how terrifying that is. Sure, like 3, 4 raptors are scary, but like a massive, like, you know, and maybe it would feel a lot like Godzilla from 1998 or whatever. But was it? Yeah, that was when it was. And because when they go into Madison Square Garden, there's just like basically baby Godzillas, but they look like raptors essentially. It's kind of like that where like you're kind of like creeping through a situation where there's just eggs and raptors. Like I want to see something like that so much. That would be so cool. And I did talk about that in I think I talked about it in the Jurassic Park, what do you call it? Book club. There's a scene in that movie where I think the raptor or in the movie, in the book, there's a scene in the book where Grant takes like a poison and injects it into raptor eggs. And this is kind of besides the point of this hive and stuff like that, but it kind of reminded me. But like he injects this poison into these eggs, and I think the raptors just essentially like tear them apart and like eat them basically, right? And it just kills off these raptors. And I really want that to be a thing. And I think that could be a fun tool in a situation like that, where you've got so many raptors in a certain area. And that could be really like visually like crazy. I would love to see that. In the Lost World novel, the Raptors did have a brief and failed skirmish with the Triceratops herd, but it was mostly one raptor making a bold attempt at a baby trike, very much like Scorpius Rex and the Bumpy. That right? Isn't that what happened there? That was kind of just like that, right? In a way. Reluctant Warrior wants to see a Carcharodontosaurus and a Diplodocus return. Giganotosaurus is pretty much a given at this point, thanks to Dominion. Yeah, I mean that's an interesting point, which somebody did bring up. Hey, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but yeah, can't go too much longer. But let's move on to the next topic here. Which is an article from Jurassic Outpost. And Caleb Burnett wrote this one up. I think, yeah, this was today. BD Wong shares his appreciation for Jurassic Park and excitement for Jurassic World Dominion. I haven't seen this picture before. That's pretty cool. He's directing, making his debut on Nora from Queens, and he's wearing his Jurassic World Dominion jacket. That's super cool. Look at that patch on there. That's awesome. So he had an interview with Lights Camera Barstool podcast. I don't know what that is, but it's a podcast. And yeah, he's been pretty vocal over the years about like how his character wasn't given like anything to do in Jurassic Park, and there was no like no conclusion to that character in that movie, right? It's basically they just blow it off, and it's like here's this character who seems like very important, but then you never refer back to him at all. So he said it here. I'll skip in. It says, first of all, I didn't feel like I was taken seriously as a character in that first movie. They didn't explain what happened to that person. And the fact that they didn't explain what happened to that person opened the door for him to return. So their negligence actually became something that was an opportunity for me. I feel like I've heard him say something like this. Actually, a lot of these quotes, I feel like I've heard him say previously. So it's kind of like he's on that like marketing hype train where it's just like It's going to say the same things over and over again. And if you don't want to know anything about potential arcs for Dominion, maybe back out for a minute here. But he does go on to say about Jurassic World Dominion. He says, in the arc of the Jurassic World films, the filmmakers have a real allegiance to the character, a real affection for him. I swear to God, he literally said these exact words. And want that arc to be satisfied. When was this from? Is this new? Yeah, I mean, basically. And want this arc to be said because he said it. No, you know what he said it on? He said it on. Oh man, I'm blanking on the name. Something funny. I'll try to think of it. A different podcast, but it said, "Want that arc to be satisfying for the fans and to feel the effort being made on his behalf." And I appreciate that because I didn't want to just do the same thing every single time. I feel like it evolves, and it evolves to a very satisfying place to me. He had this incredibly epic death in the book that just never really got delivered. Just never really got delivered in the first movie. Not at all. Not whatsoever. And so now we have this, no spoilers, but this resolution and an ending that is really satisfying to me. We reported back on this. Man, he said this so long ago. What was the name of this podcast? I'm completely blanking. But you know, the fact that he is not very covert about what he's saying, you know, he's alluding to, you know, hey, my character died previously on Jurassic Park, the novel. You know, he refers to his character dying in a novel in a very, you know, interesting way, and then that it never happened in the films and stuff, but he's got this, no spoilers, but a satisfying ending, you know, conclusion to this character. So yeah. I feel like he said conclusion previously. Let me search for that in my notes. I'm just gonna search for the word conclusion. Oh my gosh. I won't be able to find this in my notes. Because apparently I say conclusion a lot in my notes. I was definitely not back that far. But anyway, yeah, I wish I could find this other podcast. What's this, Dr. Wu? But anyway, let's keep going here. All right. So can he tease anything? He says, I'm not allowed to give spoilers, but I will say it is bigger. Like they really wanted to go out with a bang, and they've made the last one really big. I think it's bigger and longer and more like a film than just another installment of. When I heard him say that, like on the video, I was like, wow, that seems like such a dig. Like he's just like, man, this one actually feels like a good film. This one feels real this time. Like the other one's not good. This one's a film. The other one's not films. But all the principals from Jurassic Park are in it. Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum are in it, and they're not just like, oh, look, there they are. They're playing lead parts in the movie. So there's Bryce and Chris Pratt, who are Jurassic World couple. And then there's these honorary, huge, iconic characters that are coming back, resolving their relationships and the relationships to the whole conundrum of dinosaurs existing. It's kind of big. There's a way to it that I like thinking about. Okay. He says more about it's big. Every single person who has gone into the studio to re-record their lines, it's called looping, gets to see like 3 minutes of the film. Every single person has come back to the group text saying what we've been saying. What? Came back to the group text that we have saying, guys, this is incredible, like incredibly beautifully shot, and like a real film. No, really epic. And I can't believe that it's even more than the other two were before it. More of it's even more than a film than the other two before it. Which I get. I mean, I get it because like I think what we've seen so far is very, very like cinematic looking. I mean, not that the other two weren't. I think there's plenty in those movies that were cinematic, but maybe this to me when I hear him say stuff like this, it sounds like there's elements of like pause and reflection maybe. Cuz like if you think about action, action movies, hype and, relentlessly like piling on with action and everything else, it's like you don't necessarily say like that's a real film. It is, but it's like there's this like connotation behind like a film versus like a movie or like a popcorn, summer blockbuster or something like that. So I hope that there's a lot of pause and reflection, and I think that's what we saw with the preview, which we don't know if that intro is actually going to be a part of it, that part set in the past. But if there's any kind of reflection like that, I think that you would be like, man, this is a film. This is a great film. So yeah, I think some cool quotes there. I wish I could find what this podcast was. Um, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, this man said, the fact that he died is not satisfying. And then this movie gives a satisfying ending. Yeah, I mean, it's my dog's in here. Perhaps this is a red herring because that's pretty vivid. I mean, sure, it definitely could be. Griffin, please stop barking. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of times, like the red herrings will probably come from like the crew, like Colin or Frank Marshall or something like that. I don't know that like BD Wong is like giving red herrings. I think he's probably just like speaking his mind, which I would assume he would just be like, yeah, this was a great film, we had fun, and I always wanted my character. Like, look how honest he's being about like I didn't like what happened to my character, and he's talked about how he struggled with that before, about what happened to his character in the first film, how he's basically just ignored. He's just like here, he's telling you something important, and then nothing else. You never hear about him ever again. So I feel like he's being pretty honest about what's happening. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Didn't die, did not die, was not satisfying or whatever. Um, it would be very cool. Um, oh, that's not what I meant to click on. I wanted to see something real quick here. All right, never mind. Um, What was I looking for? Hold on a second. Anyway, that was that. That's the end of that. So I feel like that's about it. We do have some questions from Twitter. Let's kind of blow through these real quick. So I like Cretaceous Dave is out there saying, "Hey, would DreamWorks like to drop a Camp Cretaceous season 4 trailer on us right now, please? Need something to talk about." Hey, we have plenty to talk about tonight, actually. But no trailer as far as I know. Let's see here. Dragon Dog Film says, "Will Jurassic World Evolution 2 have any major connections with Dominion? As much as I want to get the game, I don't want to run into Dominion spoilers if there are any in the game." So that's why I said we'll talk about that later when in reference to the Giganotosaurus. Um, I that's an interesting dinosaur to see what happens, I think. And we've talked about this plenty that Jurassic World Evolution 2 most likely would have come out with Jurassic World Dominion, right? It would have like I don't know. It probably would have debuted. I'm assuming it would have debuted at the same time, because that's what happened with Fallen Kingdom. It was like literally like days apart, right? I think. But whether it was before or after Dominion, I don't know what their initial plan was. But here it's coming out in November, right? So that's like 7 months, 8 months, right? Prior to the film. So I wonder like what changes needed to be implemented in order to make it less spoiler heavy. It's an interesting thought because there had to have been ties, right? There had to have been things. I wonder if we're getting a lesser experience at all because of that. Not that I'm going to say that the game's going to be bad or anything. I just wonder if the experience would have been drastically different or had different information that they gave us or different dinosaurs that they gave us. I wonder. But we have to assume that there's definitely a tie-in here, right? To Dominion. There has to be a tie-in because we we assume that this is happening. I assume that this is happening in the film. That there's probably situations like this where there's the Fish and Wildlife working with maybe somebody like the DPG to find dinosaurs in the wild, track them down, and bring them to a secure facility. I assume that's part of the setup of the film, right? It seems plausible. So there's a chance that this game never really extends past that until a DLC. So technically, there might not need to be any true spoilers within the game per se. I think that like dinosaurs, maybe like the coloring and stuff like that, and maybe a few dinosaurs here and there that maybe they just swapped out some assets and I don't know how viable that is. Take out a spoiler dinosaur and put in something that they maybe were going to save for a DLC or for something else, down the line, or for um some sort of expansion or pre-order or something like that. But I wonder what changed there, if anything. But there's a chance, like I said, that this game never really touches on spoiler territory, because if you think about it, the film may only touch on this moment in time where they're capturing dinosaurs, bringing them to safety for like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, and then they move on from that with whatever the story is. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what could be in there, but the Giganotosaurus is an interesting one because I'm assuming they'd want to go with a certain look and vibe that they have in this film. So and surely some other dinosaurs as well. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get really spoiled at this point. I definitely don't think that they're gonna put anything in there that's gonna you know dampen your enjoyment of Dominion. So moving on here. Sally here says, I hope we get a trailer of the new movie before Super Bowl next February. It's been a year since we were told that the movie was pushed back to 2022. Boys, time sure flies, and I remember being really bummed at waiting much longer. I want to see the returning troop in action. Yeah, I really do. We've heard so much about them in action, but not seen it. So we need to see it. We need to see it. Siaka, you got a post here. It says, ask this one to the Outpost. But what supporting characters would, oh man, hopefully they've read it better than me. What about supporting characters who could lead their own movie? Yeah, I think there's plenty of supporting characters that could lead their own movies. They're all pipe dreams, really. I don't think anything would ever really happen with any of these characters. I think Dr. Wu is a supporting character, right? He's not really a lead, but he's a part. He's literally a part of all of these except for Jurassic Park 3, right? So and the Lost World, I guess. But he's a part of so many of them actually. And I think there could be room for like a Dr. Wu film, you know? I think that could be pretty interesting. Something that it's something that we would love to see that transition from, you know, potentially just like a excuse me, like a cocky scientist guy in Jurassic Park to somebody who's like certainly okay with lots of people dying, in the films now. So let's say, like he had said in his quote, that like maybe he dies off in this next film, right? Um, I feel like there needs to be a little bit of redemption, and certainly Camp Cretaceous has led to like putting that glint in his eyes of like there might be some hope for him. But I think he needs more than that. I think there needs to be something else. Like if there's some sort of like familial tie or some sort of reason why he becomes more, apt to help and to do something for good. I think that would be really interesting if there was like somebody that was related to him or something. And I don't mean in some like legacy needs to matter sort of way, like a Maisie or something like that. But I think in terms of like, hey, he has a daughter or somebody out there that or anything, a cousin, a sister, maybe, anybody out there that could like give him some sort of redemption. I think that could be interesting. So I would like to see like that transition through Jurassic Park all the way to now. And it could be, its own supporting. I think he could like lead his own movie or TV show or something like that. So that would be cool. Who else we got? I mean, I kind of want to see like the adventures of like Roland Tembo. That'll never happen, but like I would love to see that. I think that would be a really cool thing. Um, Nick Van Owen, certainly, he could have his own thing. Um, but like the Doctor Wu one would certainly be centered around the implications of everything that he's done, and there definitely could be a lot of dinosaur content in that movie. If you're talking about like a Nick Van Owen movie and like a Roland Tembo movie, there's not really dinosaur content probably in those movies. Sure, nowadays if you had, what's his name, Vin, what's his name? I literally almost said Vince Carter. Vince Vaughn. If you had Vince Carter slamming dunks, and no, but Vince Vaughn, if he was out there like now today, like documenting dinosaurs, that would be an amazing movie. I think that would be really really cool. I don't know. Yeah, I could definitely see like some like National Geographic being like, oh, none of our people are willing to go out there. Even our guys that have like gone out and like filmed like lions in Africa or something, they're not gonna go out there. So we need somebody who's used to this. And they're like, Nick, you got that cool handheld camera in the little satellite dish still? And he's out there doing it. I like that. I like that idea. That could be cool. And then we could actually get like real footage of like a documentary as well. It could be like this fun like dual movie where it's like, you're seeing him film it and his interactions and experiences, but then you're also getting like what he's filming, like the footage and stuff like that. Could be pretty cool. Um yeah, I'll stick with that. I'll stick with those answers. I like that. What else we got here? All right, Jurassic Souls. Off the top of your head, feel like we haven't talked about some moments in the book in a hot minute. Yeah, I think we did some of that tonight. We kind of jumped into that. There we go. We hit that one. Maybe some discussion about aftermath. I think I had said out loud bioluminescent Velociraptor. So there you go. Knock that one off the list. Maybe some more Jurassic What Ifs. Oh, I definitely talked about Jurassic What Ifs already. New toys. Well, here we go. Here's a Brachiosaurus, baby Brachiosaurus. Oh, and here we go. Here's another one just because they're so cute and I love them. So there's those. And some of our favorite set pieces. So here's one right here. I love this Lego set. It's very, very cool. Set pieces. I really like the mansion in Fallen Kingdom. I really dig that whole like the outside of it specifically. I think there's some really cool stuff going on out there on the rooftop and stuff like that. Obviously the T-Rex breakout. I mean, that's iconic. A lot of people really dig the aviary sequence. It's fine to me. It's okay. It's not like it doesn't blow me away like it does for everybody else. But yeah, that's another good one. But oh, and the Main Street battle in Jurassic World. I really dig like that whole set piece there, just the way that the camera flows through everything, and it's so cool. But yeah, there we go. There's this video here, but yeah, I think that's about it. Let's go through some of the final comments here. What about Icons of Darkness newest exhibit in their museum in Hollywood, made up of surviving animatronic dinosaur props from the original Jurassic Park trilogy? Yeah, actually, Neems went to that, and he talked about it a little bit in this week's episode. So if you go listen to that episode, he does mention that a little bit there, and you can check out his pictures and videos on his Instagram and Twitter. Huh. So there's a blurry screenshot appearing to retain the old Giganotosaurus. Yeah, it's definitely curious. I wonder if it's like, and maybe you can speak to this more, but like, the pre-alpha footage kind of thing, or just like a placeholder or something like that until they actually reveal what it actually looks like, or something like that, or I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell because like in the film, they're making you believe that like, hey, this design has been around since the prehistoric periods and stuff like that, and then hey, it's probably looking the same in modern day. So I can't really say in evolution they would be like, well, we have a new design for the Giganotosaurus. But yeah, definitely a Doctor Who character study. I think that would be pretty cool. Just like because we don't really see how any of this affects him too much. Like he in Fallen Kingdom, he started to get a little like irate about things in different aspects as well. Like in aspects where like I am the scientist behind all this. Please, you must listen to me. I know what I'm doing. And then also like, no, you can't do this. It's you're not supposed to be selling this thing. And so he's like very like unhinged, I feel like, in Fallen Kingdom, and I'd like to see a little bit more about why and what's going on behind him, and because is he really just somebody who's okay with all of this death and destruction at his hands? I don't know. He definitely should. I did want to throw in there, which I skipped and forgot, but I definitely want to throw in Sarah Harding. Man, there's, you could essentially, I'm not, you couldn't really flip it because like, I think if you did a team up movie with Sarah and Nick, man, that would be so great. That would be amazing. And if you want to say that Sarah and Ian are no longer a thing, they're no longer a couple, that's fine. Like, do what you got to do. um I don't need Ian to come out and rescue her again or something like that, but I do think that would be a really killer movie, like the two of them, Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore, out there in the wild documenting what's going on. That would be so, so good. Please, Colin, give us that movie, please. Cretaceous Days says, before we head off for the night, happy early birthday. It's before the next stream, right? Only remember you mentioning the date, and it was close to mine. Yeah, my birthday. It's this weekend. It's Friday. So thank you. I forget which day was your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody, to all of us. I feel like Ebenezer Scrooge, like coming out of a window. We had a horrible stream at first, but happy birthday to all, and to all, a good night. Dreadnought seems to be in the same shot. Might not be them, but if it is, then it seems like Frontier is oddly leaving previous content in, regardless of if it contradicts Dominion. Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't want to see it contradict anything, right? But like, yeah, I don't know. I would just leave them out of the game until then. Like, release a DLC, June next year, 2022, Jurassic World Dominion DLC, and it's literally just all of these dinosaurs. So just hold them until necessary. I don't know why they would release things that are tied to that movie, before that. Yeah, an older Kelly Malcolm. Yeah, I mean, I see her all the time on Instagram and stuff like that. I think she's still acting. But that would be awesome. That would be killer. Like, I could definitely see it's like this, you're assembling this movie that has all the people except for Ian Malcolm. Like, I think that would be awesome. Like, please make it without Ian. Like, I love Ian Malcolm, don't get me wrong, but like a movie without him that has his daughter and like his maybe an ex-girlfriend or something, as Sarah Harding. I think that could be awesome, because you would think that, like, I would assume that like Kelly and Sarah probably bonded pretty well, and they seem to get along well there, and they had a big situation with the Velociraptor encounter and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of connection between the two of them. So I think, like, even if Ian and Sarah broke it off and went their separate ways, I could definitely still see Kelly keeping in contact with Sarah and stuff like that. That could be really, really cool. And maybe Kelly could be like working with like the DPG or like the Fish and Wildlife at this point, and being like the contact on the inside. That would be pretty killer. That would be awesome. If like Sarah like needs to help figure out what the positioning of the dinosaurs are, like track them somewhere, and she's like on the computer, like, I got some calls in that there's some dinosaurs out on the this place over here, coordinates, blah blah blah. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Definitely get all of these people involved. Eddie, I would love it if they all just went to his grave, and there's two headstones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, oh yeah, right here. I just blew past that, but Danny says, I hope that there's an after credits scene with Nedry revealed to be alive, but still PTSD and like Alan's JP3 dream. Yeah, and that reminds me of Cretaceous Dave's cameo, which was amazing. Which I would play it if I could get my audio working, but Maybe next time. Remind me, Cretaceous Dave, to maybe play that. That would be really fun because I love that video. That video was really, really awesome. And yeah, maybe he's teasing something. Maybe he's just having fun. But like, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. And like Siaka says right here, technically, we never saw the body. I know that destroy, and that's what you said, Dave. You said like it destroys my theory of like Dr. Wu going down there and seeing Nedry dead, but like I'm okay with that. Like if he doesn't see anything, that would be awesome too. Just go find the canister. But like I loved how involved he was in that video. I see a lot of cameos where like some people just like are just like going through the motions and being like, hey, thanks so much for being a fan and like, whatever. But like he actually gave it his all. That was amazing. That was like the best video ever. That was amazing. And he like really dove into like the lore and like canon of Jurassic Park, and he like knew his stuff. It's like this movie from like nearly 30 years ago. He's like, he remembers every detail and he's all good with. Yeah. But anyway, I think that brings us to the end. I think it does. We've gone for a while, and much. Yes, there was like a lot of wasted time in the beginning. I'll definitely have to edit that out for sure. Hopefully, the edit feature works well on Twitter. What is this platform? YouTube now. It used to not work very well, so hopefully we can figure that out. But please go find us online, JurassicParkPodcast.com. And you can find us on Twitter at Jurassic Park Pod, Instagram at Jurassic Park Podcast. Please go give us a follow over on those places. Also, Facebook, you can find us there if you want to, I guess. I don't really care. And on TikTok, we're over there posting stuff all the time. We also post that stuff on Instagram as well. So wherever you want to follow us, please go give it a follow. I know Twitter and Instagram are in basically like a neck and neck race to hit 10,000. So share it around, spread the word. We're almost there. And then please listen to the podcast. So I know, like I said earlier, I know there's been some issues with the feeds. Just let me know if anything is like shorter than it should be or something like that. Hopefully things are straightened out, but you never know. Spotify is not exactly a good option because apparently there's a lot of issues with them uploading episode links and stuff like that. So please give it a listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I guess, Overcast, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and please subscribe here on YouTube as well. So yeah, thank you so much. You can also find me online. I'm on Twitter. I'm at Brad Jost. You can see it right down there. So wherever this is, which way is my fingers going? This one, right there. I am also on Grim Grinning Hosts. So this week, I don't think the episode is up yet, but it's a theme park podcast. And this week we actually went away from the theme parks and we talked about like Halloween, and we talked about our favorite Halloween commercials from like the past, and we got really nostalgic and stuff like that. There was talk of McDonald's toys and Nickelodeon, Halloween Horror Nights, and something else. Oh, just Toys R Us. So there was a lot of really fun topics in that. So please check that out when that one goes live. And then I do have a YouTube as well. You can search for me over there. But I think that about wraps it up. I wish I could pan out here with some music, but we can't. Music's not working tonight. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. What'd you miss? A whole lot of stuff. Make sure to watch on the replay. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thanks for the early birthday wishes. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to Dave as well. And yes, that's about it. So that's it. That's it, everybody. Oh, I forgot to put this on. Hey, we're live. Things did not go to plan tonight. So we'll do it again next week. We'll be back. Hopefully everything's going to work by then. We'll see what happens. Bye, everybody. See ya. You like that happy music too. I know, I'm so sorry. But tonight, no music. But we do have an outro video. So thank you so much. I'm out of here. Good night, everybody.